Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. So today, let's talk the AL West. We're on the road to 400 subscribers, so if you are looking for more baseball insight today, feel free to subscribe down below. This is a newer channel, so the more subscribers will help this content get out to more baseball fans. If you like today's video, give me a thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down, and please leave me a comment at the end, tell me what you think. Coming in last place in the AL West, I have the Seattle Mariners. This team is clearly in rebuild mode. There are still some okay pieces in that lineup. You got Kyle Seager, Daniel Vogelbach, but overall there just really isn't much here. I could potentially see D. Gordon being traded at some point this year. There's really no need for him to be there. I could see him possibly going to a contender this year. The rotation really doesn't have much to offer. The bullpen doesn't have much to offer. I'm seeing a record of 65 and 97, which will be good enough for last place. Coming in fourth place, I have the Texas Rangers. This team was pretty busy during the offseason. They made a heck of a trade, bringing in an ace in Corey Kluber, and they signed Todd Frazier, Jordan Lyles, and Kyle Gibson. The Rangers have a really decent top three in that rotation. Corey Kluber, Mike Minor, Lance Lynn. I can definitely see that rotation being pretty good this year. However, I do worry about that offense and that bullpen. Last year, that offense failed to drive in runs in key moments, and they didn't really do much this offseason to really fix that. They signed Todd Frazier. They still have Joey Gallows, who ended up doing pretty well last year, but overall, I think that offense is going to be a little weak. And as for the bullpen, I think there is some potential there with Jose Leclerc, their closer, but overall, I see that as a question mark as well. Other guys in that bullpen will have to step up. Overall, I don't see a bad team here, but I don't think they're going to make it past fourth place, and they're going to finish with an 84 and 78 record. Moving into third place, I have the LA Angels. This team had a pretty good offseason. I mean, they only just signed one of the best players in the game in Anthony Rendon, but they also signed Julio Teheran, catcher Jason Castro, and they traded for Dylan Bundy. The pitching was definitely a weak spot for the Angels last year, and it really still is, but those two guys coming along can only help. The offense looks amazing. You already had the best player in the game in Mike Trout, and now you're bringing in Anthony Rendon to protect him in the lineup? Are you kidding me? Sure, Albert Pujols is older, but the guy can still hit a little bit. And look out for Shohei Ohtani. He's probably going to be back around May or June. Hey, he's only going to help out as well. And if Justin Upton can have a bounce back year, my goodness, that offense could be easily top 5 in the whole league. The problem with this team, though, is the pitching. Sure, they signed Julio Teheran and they traded for Dylan Bundy, but Julio Teheran is a 3rd or 4th starter at best, and Dylan Bundy had an ERA of almost 5 last year. In the bullpen, they do have Hansel Robles as their closer. He saved 23 games last year. He had an ERA under 3, but I mean, really, other than that, there's really not much else in that bullpen. There is Ty Bucktree. He had an ERA under 4 last year, but I mean, there are going to have to be some guys in that Angels bullpen that are going to have to step up. In the end, as good as that Angels offense looks, you need pitching. When you have Julio Teheran as your number 1 guy, that isn't going to get you very far. They need pitching desperately. Like I said, Shohei Ohtani will come back in May or June, and he can definitely help out that pitching staff, but is it going to be enough? In the end, I see this team being a lot better than last year, but they're going to finish with an 85 and 77 record, and that will only be good enough for 3rd place. Moving on to 2nd place in the AL West, I have the Houston Astros. You could say this team had the worst offseason of all time. Since the results of the sign stealing scandal were revealed, this team has been pummeled nonstop by the media, by other players in the league, by coaches. It has just been awful for the Houston Astros, but deservedly so. But besides that, they really didn't even add much this offseason, and they lost Garrett Cole to the Yankees, and they lost one of their best relievers in Will Harris to the Nationals. But let's look at the offense. That offense is still very talented, but it's going to be really interesting to see how these guys respond to all the negativity they're going to face on the road. Even though Rob Manfred has said he will find pitchers if they're going to throw at the Astros, they're still going to throw at them. I mean, come on. The Astros are going to have a really hard time mentally this season. But the main reason why I have the Astros slipping down to 2nd place is the pitching. I've made a couple of videos talking about how I think the Astros were the favorites in the AL West, and they were in my top 4 in my World Series favorites. You can see those videos right here. But I had made those videos before the news of Justin Verlander having a strained lat and being out indefinitely came out. Losing Justin Verlander, the Cy Young from last year, is huge. He's going to be out indefinitely with a strained lat muscle, and a strained lat muscle, that can be a really finicky injury. Not only is it a finicky injury, Justin Verlander is not getting any younger, and he is coming off a long World Series run. At minimum, it's going to take around 4 to 6 weeks for that to heal, and then he's going to have to ramp back up again. He's going to have to go on a rehab assignment. It's possible we don't even see Verlander for, at minimum, at least 3 months. With Verlander out, Zack Greinke will be the ace heading into this season. But he is also coming off a long season, and he's not getting any younger either. Could there be some injuries that pop up with him? We'll have to just wait and see. After Zack Greinke, they do have Lance McCullers. He's coming back after missing all of last year due to Tommy John surgery. But how is he going to be this year? How much is he going to have to shake off that rust? And after Lance McCullers, who else is there? They lost an innings eater in Wade Miley. He signed with the Reds. Guys like Jose Urquidy, Austin Pruitt, Josh James will get a chance, but is that going to be enough? And as for the bullpen, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be losing Will Harris, but they're also going to be losing Colin McHugh. Luckily, they still do have some guys like Robert Osuna and Ryan Presley, but how is that bullpen going to be this year? It's definitely a question mark. In the end, I think that rotation and that bullpen took a big hit, and I think the Astros are going to take a step back this year. People are going to say it's going to be due to all the pressure from the fans and all the ridicule and everything like that. But really, it's going to come down to the pitching. Garrett Cole's gone, Verlander is gone for now, and who knows how effective he's going to be this year. How long can Zack Greinke last this year? That bullpen has a lot of question marks. That pitching is going to cause the Astros to step back this year. In the end, though, I do see the Astros competing for a wild card spot. They're going to finish second in that division with a 92-70 record. And coming in first place, I have the Oakland Athletics. This is a team that no one talks about. They won 97 games in each of the last 2 seasons. Sure, they lost the wild card game in both of those years, but there is a lot of talent on this team, and it's a well-balanced team. In the offseason, they did make some minor moves here and there, but for the most part, they stood pat. This entire group, for the most part, is going to be coming back this year. Last year, they finished 8th in runs scored, and they are primed to have another good offensive year. Marcus Semien broke out in a huge way last year. He had a WAR of around 8, but then there's also guys like Matt Chapman, Matt Olson, Mark Canha. And as for the pitching, I think it's going to be really solid this year. In his 16 starts before being suspended last year, Frankie Montas was really good. And after missing most of 2019 due to shoulder surgery, Sean Manaea will have a full season as well. And then they have Mike Fiers. He is always solid. As for the bullpen, there are a few question marks, but I think they're going to be pretty good too. Liam Hendriks proved to be really good in the closer role last year. Yusmeiro Petit and Joakim Soria were also pretty solid last year. There are a lot of righties in that bullpen, but I could easily see Billy Beane going out into the market this year and trading for a lefty to kind of balance out that bullpen a little bit. Overall, I really like this team. The offense is going to be solid. The pitching is getting key guys back, and I think the bullpen, while there are a few question marks, I think they're going to be okay this year. In the end, I see the Athletics finishing with a record of 99-63, which will be good enough to finally unseat the Astros as the AL West champions. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Who do you think is going to win the AL West this year? As always, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.